shoot when the assailant is far enough away, you can simply pull the gun, stick it out, put your support arm there, and give it a double tap. Let's try that. All right. Next thing you want to do is shoot. Now, we've been doing this all along, but you want to shoot. You probably saw me in the last example. We're sweeping. That's very important. So let's do a shooting from extension. Let me also demonstrate first another way of doing the shooting from retention. All right? Shooting from retention, one way you can do that is you can step backwards with one of your feet. Probably my right foot, since I am right hand dominant. And the reason for doing that is you get a little bit more balance and you're a little bit further away from the assailant. He's only 3 feet away from you. Let's try that again. Let me demonstrate that. All right, here we go. That wasn't very good. Let's try that again. And I didn't step backwards either. All right. Obviously, I need some practice. Let's try that again. Now you want to assess whether the assailant is down or what. So you want to assess, and you want to move your entire body. You don't want to go like this and look. You want to bring your arm with you in case you have to shoot. You can do that. You want to check your surroundings. The rule of thumb is, if there is one threat, one assailant, there probably are two. And if there are two assailants, there are most likely three. And so on. You don't ever want to assume that just because you got one assailant, that that's the end of it. So it's very important to assess the situation. If the assailant starts moving, fire again. Aim for the head this time. All right. Question is, how fast? How fast should you be shooting? Typically, you want to get the first shot out in less than 2 seconds. Ideally, you want to get the first shot out in less than 2 seconds. So whether you draw from a holster or you have the gun sitting on a counter, you want to grab the gun, be able to shoot in less than 2 seconds. The next shot, you typically want to get off the next shot in about 3/10 of a second. To do a double tap. Double tap is about 3/10 of a second apart. Question is, how far should you be away from your target? Normally, we recommend that you're about 21 feet away from your target. There are various studies that have been done that say the nominal distance is about 21 feet. So I recommend that you practice your shooting from about 3 feet away. Now don't shoot at a metal target if you're 3 feet away. Shoot at a paper target, otherwise the bullet will come right back at you. Otherwise, you might want to try 15 feet, 21 feet, and then to get some accuracy, you should also try 25 yards or 75 feet. So 3 feet, 15 feet, 21 feet, 75 feet. How accurate should you be? It's another common question. How accurate? Your bullet should be within about a 4-inch diameter. circle, or they call it a 4-inch grouping. Try to always have a 4-inch grouping, no matter how far you're away from the target. Obviously, the further away, the more time it takes to aim properly. If you're 3 feet away, you can hit it pretty much almost immediately and stay within that 4-inch diameter. If you're a little bit further away, take a little bit more time. Try to stay within 4 inches. There's one other thing that you can do. We talked about now reloading, clearing a jam, brandishing your gun, and shooting. When you shoot, try to aim for the center of mass. Don't be exotic. Don't aim for the head for the first time. You're probably very, very nervous. If you were to ever get into a confrontation, go for the biggest target, which is the center of mass. You assess what happens. Is the assailant down? Is he staying down? If so, you stop shooting. If the assailant grabs for a gun or a knife and looks like he might get up, you may want to take careful aim and shoot for the head. That will definitely stop your threat. That's the objective, is to stop the threat. The last item I want to briefly mention is last resort. What happens if your gun is out of ammo and the assailant comes to you and threatens to shoot you? What can you do other than be totally at the mercy of your assailant? There is something you can do. Let me demonstrate. It's a little scary at first, but once you practice it a number of times, you will find it's not as scary as it may seem. If somebody comes at you with a gun, one thing that you can do is grab the gun like so, grab the gun and deflect it away from you. If you're standing over here, you deflect it away from you and you just hang on to that gun. And if he shoots, what happens? The first bullet went out. But watch what happens when he pulls the trigger again. Nothing happens. Because you hung on to the slide. Hanging on to the slide like that will not allow another bullet to go into the chamber. The front sight caught me a little bit, so it took off a little skin. It's pretty powerful, so you need to be prepared for that. You need to grab it really hard, really hard. But I tell you, I'd much rather have a little skin pulled than be shot. So this is an extreme last-ditch effort to avert being shot. I better take care of that. All right, that's it. Thank you very much.